Welcome to Spoiler Alert, where we talk about and spoil the shows you're obsessed with. This week, we check back in on Smash during Tech Week, no less, to assess the fallout from the impending hookup between Dev and Ivy. And we ask the provocative question, should Ellis be killed off? Then we're going to venture over to The Good Wife and Dreamcast Kalinda's scary-ass husband.
Is this man dangerous?
Yeah.
And lastly, we're going to ask Ausiello about a certain blind item. Let's welcome our guest, Mr. Mitovich. Welcome back.
Oh, I'm the guest. How are you? Not now, man. I'm in tech.
And Retta, welcome back
Why,
to
thanks.
the Red Couches.
Each animal has a photo, special talents, and a personal history. That I made up. A lot of these dogs have rescued people from burning buildings.
What is with this tech stuff on Smash?
I'm in tech, man.
I haven't done Broadway before, but is it really that big of a deal?
Apparently it is.
Apparently it is.
Everything stops during tech. Marriage proposals,
Yes, absolutely.
everything.
Will you marry me?
I'm in tech.
But the big news, obviously, is the Dev-Ivy hookup, which they pretty much spoiled that next week it actually does happen.
That's crazy.
Okay, continuity police here. How is it possible that they've never met or that they've never heard of each other?
No, they heard of each other because when they said each other's names, they both had that moment of, oh, you're that bitch. And then she was like, oh, you're that bitch's boyfriend.
They know each other's names. They have not actually ever met.
What do you think of this twist? I think about damn time. This is going to make everything explode.
Bout it. I tweeted that. I need this to happen because I want to see a beatdown.
What's the beatdown between Ivy and...
First of all, I need for Ivy to beat Uma's ass first. And then I need Karen to beat Ivy's ass.
Yeah, Uma jumped on that pretty quickly, man.
Beginning of the series, I thought Derek, oh my God, he's such a blah, 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 whatever. That's just how he is. And then he kind of changed because, he
thought he'd
started
found true
being
love.
like boyfriendy. And in this episode, he was like,
That is why I love you.
I didn't, okay. And then when he made out with Rebecca, I was a bit thrown.
Well, I know that there definitely will be fallout for whatever happens between Ivy and Dev, and it won't be necessarily next week, but definitely by the end of the season it's going to come out, and I think the reactions to it might be a little bit surprising.
Wait, what's going to come out? That they're boning?
The promos would suggest that they made love. And I also know that...
I prefer boning.
Hey, Cloak and Dagger.
And I also heard that next week's episode we're going to get a really full, significant look at what Bombshell looks like with Uma Thurman in it.
One thing I loved was the opening sequence, and you tweeted about
I
that.
did.
I felt like I was watching a scene from The Muppets. It felt very magical.
Yeah.
You know, like they were getting ready to put on a show.
I did plays in high school and college, and it totally took me back to like, you're like, oh, tonight's the first night.
Yeah.
Like I was very excited about this tech.
I really felt that this was one of the stronger episodes since the pilot, and that's because it did focus on the process and the show. The thing with the relationship stories is I know they want to tell them to round out the show and the storytelling a little bit, but you've got to earn that.
Yeah.
You need to get me invested in these people first by showing them at work or whatever, and then you know what, in season 2, then you can bother me with Tom and Sam and their relationship. They don't even just give them a relationship, they give them drama and dilemmas already. I mean, these guys just started dating, and all of a sudden we're like meeting the parents.
Something for the new showrunner to think about in season 2, speaking of which, Josh Safran, who's the showrunner on Gossip Girl, is now going to become the showrunner on Smash in season 2.
That's a cool twist, I thought.
It's interesting. Now, do you think he should kill off Ellis? Obviously, he's got to be aware of all of the backlash surrounding that character. Is Ellis now a necessary evil, like someone who's essential to the show because you love to hate him?
I never want an actor to lose a job. I freaking hate Ellis, but I kind of feel like I need him in the show. Because I had a moment watching the episode like, oh, Ellis was only an ass in one scene.
And was there a moment this week where he was self-aware?
That's usually my thing.
Yeah, the eavesdropping slime ball. Yeah, that is your thing. You're the world champion.
Plus, I think that Ellis is the type of character that Josh Safran would really like to write for.
Yeah. What about the son?
We're not gonna let you quit your life.
Why is he all up in their marital business?
He doesn't have enough of his own stuff going on. Another one of your obsessions, ours as well, Good Wife, had its finale on Sunday. Kalinda's husband, we're obviously going to meet him in the season premiere. Any dream thoughts about who you'd like to play him?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Interesting.
He's kind of sexy and silky, and I think that would work with Kalinda.
I have some reader suggestions that I put
go
out to our readers. Someone suggested Naveen Andrews from Lost, which I think that's a good fit if you're going to go with the swarthy thing. You also have Josh Lucas, who doesn't have a job now because the firm is, pretty much over.
Interesting.
So Anthony LaPaglia from Without a Trace. That could be a good way to go if you're going to go with the older Svengali type of husband. And lastly, someone suggested Mikhail Baryshnikov. But no way, man. He totally ruined Sex in the City.
Someone also suggested, I was going through Twitter, Matthew Fox from Lost.
Okay.
Not that he'd do TV, but he's obviously an extremely intense individual, can play intense roles.
Liam Neeson.
So I don't know. I thought overall the episode was great, especially intrigued by the Alicia Will scene in the elevator. It made me think that there was more to that relationship.
There's a revisit that I'm willing to welcome.
Right, because they built it up so much in the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
And then they had the affair, and then
Which was hot.
It abruptly ended, it kind of clumsily ended, and you just didn't really get a full sense of closure there for all that they put into it.
And Carrie's back in the office, which was awesome.
Welcome back, Carrie.
Yeah, like that moment where they realized that he was like their only asset because he was the only person who hadn't worked on the case.
That would be unethical.
Yes, but you can use your knowledge in another way.
Real quick, what are you doing in New York City these days?
I have a bunch of shows. I came for the Comedy Awards. We won.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm doing Fallon on Friday. I have a show Thursday night at UCB. It's the Totally JK show, UCB East. Sunday, I'm at Caroline's, and then the following Monday, I am at UCB at the Whiplash show at 11 p.m.
I'm coming to the Caroline show. You got good tickets for
My
me?
brothers will be there
Front
too.
row.
I don't know where they're going to seat you.
Parks and Rec this Thursday. Big episode for you and your car.
Me and my Benzo.
She makes the grandest sacrifice.
Sacrifice? What are you talking about?
Spoiler alert.
I know, that's really
That's the name of the
spoiler.
show. Anything you can say about the final episode of this season?
The gang gets a drinking again. I don't know whether it'll make it into the episode, but
At the snake hole?
at the hotel where we're waiting to find out the results.
And remind me, we do get the results before the finale is over?
Oh
or
yeah, we
that's the
find
cl-
out.
Okay.
Yeah, they apparently shot 2 endings.
Yes.
Do you know if she wins or loses?
I do not.
Would you tell us if you did?
I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
I think either way lends itself fine to comedy for the next season.
Yeah.
You know, if she loses, then it's kind of like, the old bummer thing, but she'll just come back fighting harder than ever. And if she wins, then it kind of gives them a new playground to play in.
Right.
I will say there's a good and a bad thing that happens in the finale. Where you're like, and you're like, oh.
Let's dip into the Ask Ausiello mailbag. Retta, you have a question, don't you?
I do.
Why don't you read it for us?
Cheryl asks, see how I didn't say X? Cheryl asks, based on the Castle promo for the finale, it's looking like Castle and Beckett are your blind item couple. Are they?
Not going to confirm or deny that, but I will say the couple in that blind item will find out who it is in the next 2 weeks. The episode in question airs in the next 2 weeks, not saying whether it's Castle or not.
By the middle of May, that blind item will be revealed.
Yes.
BT Dubs, speaking of Castle, Nathan Fillion's going to be on Jimmy on the night I'm doing it.
Really?
You, so I shall meet
Get
Castle.
the dish.